Yo, what's up, guys? It's been a minute. Now, the market's been showing some crazy corrections, but this is an opportunity of a lifetime. You're not going to get this again, honestly. All right, we look at Kaspa right now. We look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at a lot of charts right now, okay? And some charts that you really want to see, especially with respect to Kaspa, with respect to the market, with respect to the altcoin market. So Bitcoin is seeing very high dominance right now. And I think that's going to change very, very soon. We see Kaspa at this, I mean, it's extremely undervalued. And it's basically, I would call this its first bear market type of correction at this level here. But something that I'm really interested in looking at is Kaspa's price with respect to Bitcoin. And this type of, with the MACD showing this type of chart for the MACD is extremely bullish. You see it right here when it starts slowing down. It's at this point right here is where you want to buy. You sell Bitcoin, buy Kaspa, and you see this type of pump right here, and the slope goes down. You sell, and then it repeats. And right here is about perfect opportunity to exit Bitcoin, enter Kaspa. We see Bitcoin is, you're worried about the end of the world and all that, but in all honesty, Bitcoin is at its average point. You can, it's like a coin flip, whether it goes up and down in a way. You see here, and it's not just an average on the macro time frame, but it's an average also with its power law. So here we see, this is, I believe, what is it? Yeah, the 200 200 day moving average. Something that Bitcoin and all assets they like to respect. I mean, it's the average. So it finds a support at around this average, and here again, I expect it to find support. Could definitely pump back up, but something to keep in mind. I mean, this still has a lot of place to fall if it wants to fall. And here as well, found support at the 200 week moving average, something that also has been following for quite a while. Now, if it's in a bull market, it's going to stay above. Bear markets typically, goes under. So, now you look at here. This is the 50 week macro. So these are the macro trends, and Kaspa is extremely undervalued. This is a perfect buying opportunity for it with respect to Bitcoin. And something that's also really interesting, we're going to look at the altcoin market. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Just look at it. It's like, it couldn't be a better opportunity for altcoin season. May take, several months, could be any day, any week, but it's coming. And it's not just going to come for everything's not going to be as affected. I think this altcoin season is going to be Kaspa's season. And of course, that includes its Memecoins. I feel like last season was centered a lot around Solana, new tech. New tech at the time. Solana, there's Base, the Ethereum L2s, nothing crazy. XRP had a big run. And I feel like this upcoming cycle is going to be Kaspa's cycle, especially once smart contracts going live, and it's already in testnet, it's already in devnet. Here we see the power law for Bitcoin as well. It's only it's basically at the average, 8% undervalued. It's it's fair game. It's a solid place to enter at in about 8 to 10 years. That's closer to 8 years. The power law predicts 1 million per Bitcoin. Now that's it's in the math. A lot of analysts would also agree on that. You see it on the chart. You could see it with a power law. Likewise for Kaspa. Let me show you something. It's also following the power law. People are like, "Oh no, it's not following." Well, it's I see it as the early growing pains. It's still following to a 91.5% accuracy. So yeah, it's under the low, but still linear regression fits the model. it fits it to a 91.5% accuracy. Now, Bitcoin was also experiencing similar growing pains at the start, at its early days, and it was fitting to like 92% accuracy before going back to 95% accuracy, 95, 96, which is something Kaspa was also at. Kaspa was averaging around 96% accuracy before this, major crash. So yeah, you've literally, the non-believers, of course, are like, oh, it's dead, Kaspa's dead, but it's just the price. And you look at it from like a lot of different perspectives of why it crashed, why it fell. And it all comes down to everyone's just trying to like accumulate. And you have people that are big players, they're trying to accumulate Bitcoin. They have their own priorities. You see Mara, they sold Kaspa to be more profitable, and that's fine on them. They're a G. Let them G. But Kaspa is the equivalent right now of $80 per Bitcoin. 10 years? Oh my God. So you just got to look at the tech. It's not so much, see, I focus a lot on charts because, hey, why not? You could find nice support, some opportunities to enter, to buy up some more, stuff like that. But it all comes down to the tech. Like, if there's no tech, then no chart is going to constantly be under sell pressure. But once the best tech, it can do stuff like follow the power law, which is something only Bitcoin, and I still also believe Kaspa follow, and only those two. 91.5% accuracy. I think this is the bottom for Kaspa. Like, we're gonna look some more at some charts. So yeah, if Bitcoin does, I think Bitcoin could 30 free trial. No thanks. I think Bitcoin could, get back up here. It could, I'm not too certain. It's not the average, anything could technically happen. But right here, it's extremely undersold. So I think it's going to pop back up here for a little while. And it's going to need to stay, either the longer it stays up in this range at the average, the better it will be for it, because this low Bollinger Band, it needs to come up more. And the more time it's up here, the more it'll come, the more the band will decrease. It'll shrink. And that's better for it. The lower bandwidth, the less chance it could, go below that. So something else interesting is like gold is absolutely rocketing. But look how overbought it is. So gold is something that I think is going to be heavily used to buy into Bitcoin, especially over time. But right now it's, Jeets are buying it right now, honestly. It's going to experience a very sizable correction any month, any year. And once that happens, crypto is going to boom once again. So yeah, these are some really interesting charts. Got Nacho up here, still experiencing a downtrend, but like any moment when Kaspa breaks out, especially something like this, Kaspa breaks out with respect to Bitcoin, which we have already seen. Like on the recent low, Kaspa was the first one up, and like I made some posts about that. Like, yeah, kiss 5 cent goodbye. So this was at the low, Bitcoin at 79K. Kaspa was at like 55 cents, something like that. And you just look at the trend. Again, the macro. All right, this is like the 200 day, 250 day moving average. And you see here, this is like when Bitcoin was down at the low 16K, 20K. Again, the lows over here. So I do believe this very well could be the low. But again, keep in mind, this is during what I would consider the whole like bull market trend. So if it goes into a bear market, it's still like, it could reach down to this like 50K range. But I don't believe we're in a bear market for Bitcoin at all. I mean, the time couldn't be more bullish. So everyone's expecting a huge altcoin season, huge Bitcoin season, and that's up here in this range, look in the power law. But you just can't take out. That's why if you're going to use leverage, like don't be using leverage. Don't be stupid. Because, you know, all it takes is some weird catalyst and another random war. And then boom, that's all enough reasons for you know, market manipulators to sell off, and it creates, you know, that the just catalyst after catalyst, or whatever, domino after domino, and it just the walls crumble. So because there's room to fall, but there's also a lot of room to grow. So don't be using leverage, don't be stupid, and keep in mind that Kaspa is extremely undervalued at this point. It's like in the top, it almost fell out of the top 50. That's the crazy part. It's like I think at its lows, like the top 48 or something like that, top 47 largest by market cap. So I mean, it used to be what, like top 27 or top 30. So I mean, you can't get better than this with all the technology that keeps developing for Kaspa, and there's still so much to come. 10 BPS, 100 BPS, and even more from there. MEV resistance, stablecoins coming soon, and so much more. Like, what was Oracle mechanisms. You know, Yoni, he doesn't stop. He can't stop it. Based rollups. I mean, this is huge. This is what Ethereum has been trying to solve. And it can't, because it's too slow and not scalable. Kaspa solves it. Just like Bitcoin's been trying to solve had been trying to solve the peer-to-peer electronic cash. Couldn't solve it because it can't scale, can't do it. So now Kaspa is the solution for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So based rollups make it the layer one. It makes the L2s, the rollup system, as secure and decentralized. It runs it all through the L1, which previously has never been possible. You have to have it like off chain, and you have to trust the layer two. And they like compile, they hold all the transactions together and send it to the layer one at a later date. And it's a terrible system. But this way, and it's all this way with Kaspa's based rollups, ZK, zero knowledge proof, extremely decentralized. It brings decentralization back into crypto, and not just decentralization, but scalability. So these are the two, and then the security, it's on par with Bitcoin. You can't get better. Like, it's the absolute end game of crypto, of DLT, distributed ledger technology. You already know. A whopping 77% undervalued at 74.074. Dang, man. Yeah, I mean, if you're capitulating here, rest in peace. You don't see it. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to go over some charts. Like, there's just so much technology that should also go over. There's something else. Did I bookmark it maybe? I think it's here. Yeah, definitely watch this video, okay? 1 for 1, haha. This guy is on Kef? Yeah, Kaspa Kef. Watch this video, okay? I haven't watched it yet, but I heard really good things about it, and it kind of breaks down the importance of probably like the based rollups and the 10 BPS, what it all means. What all these new developments mean for Kaspa and the greater crypto ecosystem. So definitely give this a watch. Crypto Expo, yeah. And there was something else too. Casplex, right, doing their DevNet. You could watch Yonatan's. He also had like a conference presentation at the one before this one. Definitely watch this stuff. Like, if ever you're feeling bad about the price, do some research, because it's going to bring your conviction right back on track. Yeah. So we got Nacho. It's doing great. Right when Kaspa breaks out, Nacho's going to absolutely rock it. I've been saying it from the start. Like, it's the leverage on Kaspa. It's a safe leverage. It couldn't get more decentralized community, decentralized project, more fairly distributed than Nacho. Like, it's got meme, it's got utility, it's building. The team itself on Nacho, extremely decentralized. There's so many people working on it, from the marketing, from the development, from every sort of perspective. there's a whole team behind it. I mean, you gotta love it. It's the first, it's the largest. It's utility driven. It's meme driven for degens. You know, a lot of stuff still in the works. A lot of stuff that it can do in the future, like, and secret projects, secret partners, and they have like they're kind of under like a bit of an NDA a little bit. They're working with this one partner to do something big, the first on Kaspa. It's going to be big with smart contracts, something that's already that's been big with Solana, and they're going to bring it to Kaspa. So, I mean, I have some thoughts, I have some guesses, but it could be anything, and it could be big. So that's awesome to see. You know, Cat Pool's already doing amazing. It has the lowest fees in the market. Lowest fees for the pool for miners, and it's the first to have rebate. So it's like a really intricate technology system for miners to give them their most bang for their buck, and keep the whole like mining ecosystem decentralized, to take away from the biggest pools that exist already. So Nacho's doing work. Then I mean, hey, like, you know, Kango, it's gotten like, you know, some hate, just like Nacho gets some hate, but you know, at the end of the day, Kango has some like sick animations, and you know, I mentioned it from like the moment I saw it, like, you know, it's kind of cool. And that was at like what, when it was like a 500,000 market cap back in the day. I think it was one of my early videos, and then it just like, you know, rocketed. I'm like, yeah, it's a little overvalued, but and now it's pretty much secured the number 2 spot for the Memecoins on Kaspa. It's respectable. It's gone there because it's all the work it's done. They're like heavily marketing. They're heavily focused on the marketing, heavily focused on animation, and that's great. So like, Nacho's doing some crazy work. They're like the leader in the space. They're also have some orientation toward actual providing utility to the Kaspa ecosystem. So it's not just like a meme. Then you got Kango, which is doing some really cool stuff, some like unique marketing with their pixel animations, something that's unique. You know, you don't really see that much. It's well done, it's professional. It gives a good look for Kaspa and the whole ecosystem. It helps bring in more eyes. So I respect it. Their leadership is, you know, very respectable. It's very like, the man grinds. What's his name? I forget his name, but you know, Ashton is just like an outstanding leader for Nacho, and Kango also has a great leader. So like in the communities, I mean, they're basically cults. You see them on X. They both have huge treasuries. Nacho, I believe, has a larger treasury, especially because like the NFT sales, huge amount of money. I mean, nearly like close to $1 million. It's a lot of money. So that gives it a lot of options. It opens a lot of doors, or should I say, gates. You know, so it could work with like Wintermute. It could work with, they're in communication with Wintermute as well. Kango already has that type of door already open with Wintermute, and they're like basically waiting for the right time to get on a tier 1. They're waiting to the right opportunity for, like, you know, their Kaspa to be priced at a more fair value, because right now it's so undervalued. So like both these memes have huge treasuries, but these treasuries are largely in Kaspa. So like as Kaspa price rises, they're going to be able to do a lot more with the community funds to get on much larger listings and provide, you know, greater development for what they want to focus on or what they want to do. So, you know, upgrade the website, release a game, put out some new crazy Kaspa D app or application. Cool stuff. You could do a lot of stuff, and both teams want to do a lot of stuff. So, yeah, highly commendable, and really looking forward to the breakout for the KRC20 ecosystem, because I mean, these two are leading, especially Nacho, leading the whole ecosystem, especially in like price action when at the bottom. then like it's already like up double. Yeah, like almost up double or more than up double from the bottom. So yeah, like once these two rise, the whole KRC20 ecosystem is going to rise. But you want to stay in the winners. The winners see the most consistent, and they retain the gains. It's not just like a quick pump and dump. They keep the gains much better than anything else. And they're like the leverage, like of Kaspa. Kaspa goes 10 times the price action in the next year. The top memes on the Kaspa network, they're gonna go 100 times the value. So yeah, you already know. I mean, it's just how it works too. Like the top memes of a blockchain, or should I say block DAG? Well, Kaspa is a blockchain, but it's also a block DAG. But they reach 5 up to 10% of the market cap of the native coin. So just do the math. And right now, Nacho's at around like 0.4% of the market cap of Kaspa. 0.4%. So that's 10 times that. That's 4%. Double that. That's 8%. It could reach up to 8%. So up to like, it's almost like a 20x leverage on Kaspa. Long-term peak bull market. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like smart people are staying into these top memes, and more people are going to start realizing, and they're going to start FOMOing at the price they deserve. The price they get in at. It's all long term. It's not just these memes. It's like the NFTs and all that. They're all part of the ecosystem extremely early. Like Kango had the first. KSPR was the first collection to launch. They launched their collection like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes early. Because, I mean, they had the protocol. So they launched first. Nacho launched second, I believe. So then Kango was the first to actually mint out completely. Caspunks, but like they minted out, but their whole collection wasn't revealed yet. They were like eggs. Caspunks was the second collection to mint out, but like there was like the full collection, you could see it. And Caspunks just crazy amounts of volume and huge sell order, like sells for like 100,000 Kaspa, 250,000 Kaspa, some crazy things. I mean, a lot of it is also coming from Christian Ludwig. He like bought a lot of percent of the collection. He really likes it. He's a big Kaspa investor, huge Kaspa miner. This whole company, I mean, holding like, I don't know, millions of dollars, like millions of dollars invested in the ecosystem. So he was pushing a lot of it. He was buying a lot of high-priced Caspunks and probably created FOMO with others. I think it's another long-term investment. It's like, and it's unique too. It's like, it's not just a complete copy of CryptoPunks, but they have their unique style. Like I probably pull something like, mine right here. It's cool. Yeah, I'm into some. So it's like, it's not bad. Minted. I mean, I just mint everything. Like of course, got the Nacho NFTs. Minted those. I was lucky to get a rare one. Kango eggs. I minted some of those. And then also the KNS domains. The Kaspa. What do you call it? Kaspa name network or something like that. Those things are also like, they're not tradable yet. So, but once they're tradable, transferable, and all that, they're all working on that. So it's stuff that's really early in development. Could be, yeah. I mean, just a massive investment opportunity, just all across the Kaspa ecosystem. And the nice thing about it is that like Kaspa is still so early. So you invest in the Kaspa ecosystem. That's like early of the early. So of course, expect high volatility. Don't expect much gains at the start, but you never know. Like, I mean, you look at the top memes and all that, massive gains at the start, and also massive correction. So at this level, if you haven't got in yet, it's definitely an amazing opportunity to get in while Kaspa is still like extremely undervalued and at a correction of its own. So I'm already hyped long term. I'm thinking multi-trillions for Kaspa, without any doubt. Give it a decade. And yeah, I'm extremely bullish for Bitcoin as well. Whether it takes another drop down. Like let me show you something real quick. So we got this. Check the monthly here. So yeah, I mean here on the monthly, it's really high. There's a chance that it wants to fall down to here. I mean, it could take several years. Like if it just consolidates at this level, then it won't have to drop. So at some point, it's going to likely drop down to this line. It may drop when it's in like 2 years. It might just not even drop. It might just stay at this level. Like you look at over here, it likes to come back to this. What is this? Look here, 50-month moving average. It's this deep macro support, and Bitcoin touches it sometimes. Not every few, but like maybe every I guess it's every bear cycle, something like that. So whenever the next bear cycle is, it's going to depend where it drops down. It could be if the bear cycle comes now, it'll drop down here or so. Bear cycle comes in 2 years. I mean, it's barely going to drop. So it's just keep that in mind, because that's why you don't leverage. If you're going to leverage, you buy meme coins, because you just hold it. You buy and hold. You don't have a liquidation. You don't have fees for holding. You mess with leverage, and then boom, there's something crazy happens, and you're done for. So you don't want to touch that type of stuff. I mean, I've definitely learned my lessons, and I'm sure a lot of you have too. So, yep. I mean, that pretty much sums everything up for now. Yeah. All right. On that note, peace.